I can buy those apples for $9. Since this is denominator is dollars, the denominator over on your equal ratio has to be the dollar value. And then we just solve the proportion the same way we did before. We cross multiply 6 times 9, which equals 54, and we divide by the remaining value of 3, which is 18 apples. So I can buy 18 apples for $9. Let's try another word problem. We have a horror movie. And horror movies have a giant beetle, or this horror movie has a giant beetle, and the beetle was 50 feet long. But we know when they make those movies that they actually use models. So the model for the beetle was really 20 inches long. So we have 50 feet and 20 inches. Now I have a 30-inch tall building, 30-inch building, and it was used in the movie. So how tall was the building when you actually watched it? What did it seem like, how big the building was? So again, I want to set up my comparison. I want to set up feet to inches because that's the comparison that I know, feet to inches. And I'm going to change that to a ratio for my known information. My giant beetle is 50 feet long. But in reality, the model was 20 inches. So it's feet to inches. So when I set up my equal ratio, it also has to be feet to inches. I look over here and I have inches. I am missing how tall the building seemed in the movie. How many feet tall did it seem? So that's the variable that is missing. So I'll give it a variable. And I know it was 30-inch model. So I have feet to inches. And now I will cross multiply 30 times 50 and divide by my remaining amount. 30 times 50 is 150. Divide by the 20 and we have a 75-foot building. So the building looked in the movie like it was 75 feet tall. Number 3, Carol spends 16 hours in a 2-week period practicing her culinary skills. How many weeks does it take for her to practice 40 hours? Well, let's set up our comparison first. We have hours to weeks. And let's set up the ratio for that comparison. 16 hours to 2 weeks. Now I want an equal ratio. How many weeks does it take her to practice 40 hours? How many weeks, so I'm missing the weeks, does it take her to practice 40 hours? Cross multiply. 40 times 2 is 80. And divide by the remaining number. 80 divided by 16 equals 5 weeks. Okay, so when you come to class tomorrow, you need to do the try it section, complete all of these proportions and solve for the missing variables, and then you have 3 word problems as well. Remember, on the word problems you want to set up the comparison first so you know how to set up your ratios. Bring that to class tomorrow and we will check it. Have a good evening.